Hey, hello, and welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If this is your first visit to this channel, my name is Steph, and I homeschool my 8-year-old grandson. If this is not your first visit and you are returning, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me as well. All right, today I am going to just kind of run down what we've been doing the past, I don't know, September, October. And then I'm going to give you kind of a future glance at our November and December, January, February. And then I'll probably stop in February. But I mean, it's a real quick glance. I mean, it's just going to go, y'all won't even know what to do with yourself. It's going to go by so fast. I mean, don't blink or don't turn the sound down. Usually at this time, I'm freaking out because I'm buying new curriculum because things haven't worked, and I am kind of on the that slump, that October slump, some of that burnout, that usually occurs, or that can occur. This year, I don't even know which way is up. One of the things that I have learned, and I think it's because I decided that I was going to put both feet in and take control of my homeschool. Will I feel this way next month, or the month from that, or the month from that? I don't know. But for today, I do. And so today, I'm going to celebrate this feeling. I want to say something to you. And you probably already know this, but don't apologize to anyone for wanting to spend time with your children. Don't do it. Don't do it. And if the first thought is for you to say anything different, don't do it. And I'm going to give you some more advice because I think I'm on a roll today. I'm going to give you some more advice towards the end of this video, so I hope you do stick around and watch. Before we go on, I hope that everything is okay in your world. We love our subscribers. We would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't judge me by this video. maybe watch this one up here to make sure I put a good video up there. Maybe watch that one and then kind of decide. So on these videos that I'm making right now, I just come in here and I chat. I say what's on my heart. I say what's on my mind. And yeah, I just chat with y'all. So a few weeks back, my husband got bit by a dog, and he had to get a series of rabies shots. And then he got bit again. He didn't have to get rabies shots because, it's good for 7 years. I'm playing. I don't know how long they're good for, but anyway. But no, seriously, he really did get bit by a dog, and then he got bit again. And he really did have to get rabies shots. So yeah, that was that. And then, so we celebrated, a few weeks later, we celebrated our 30th year together, our anniversary. And then a few weeks later, it was approaching Halloween. A couple of days ago, it was his birthday. And then a few weeks from now, it's going to be Thanksgiving. Then it's going to be Christmas. And then it's going to be my youngest son's birthday. Then it's going to be my oldest son's birthday. Whew. And then I get a month off and it starts over with Remy's birthday. Also started our homeschool group. We started our homeschool group in September, but it really kind of kicked off at the end of September, beginning of October. And I've not had a homeschool group in our homeschool before. So meaning Remington and I have just kind of been, doing our own thing, and if there's people at the park when we go, there's people at the park, and he just kind of plays with whoever, a meetup here or a meetup there. But we've never really like said, okay, well, on this day and this day we have homeschool group, and on this day and this day we have this. Y'all, at my age, you wake up tired. I'm just going to let you know that right now. You wake up tired. And then when you wake up tired and you start going, at a faster pace than what you're accustomed to, then your tired gets tired. Yes, it does. Yeah, that's me. My battery is low. It needs to be recharged. But it doesn't really look like it's gonna get much of a chance to do that. I just kind of ran down my whole few months, right? And yeah, and everything that's going on. We actually did academics about a total of, I'm gonna say a total of 2 weeks in October, which, if you think about it, isn't bad, because 2 weeks one-on-one attention with him is probably about 7 weeks of school, if he were in public school. So, yeah, I mean, I think I'm doing pretty good. I used to sweat that kind of stuff. I used to sweat. I've only been doing this for 3.5 years. No, but I used to get real freaked out about this time of year. And I would be thinking, okay, we don't have this done, and this isn't working, and that's not working, and just kind of, doing the whole pulling out my hair and going, crazy. But no, I have found that I guess I have finally accepted, and I think, okay, so I think a lot of my anxiety. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have anxiety, because, I have anxiety. What I'm saying is I don't have as much as I did this time last year, this time the year before, and so on and so forth, right? I think it's because I made the decision at the beginning of the year to go, you know what? We're going to do homeschool, and we're going to do homeschool our way. I'm not going to worry about keeping up with whoever, because I don't have anybody to keep up with, right? So when that decision was made, then it was like a huge weight being lifted off of my shoulders. Anyway, so I think that part of my less anxiety for 2022 has been that I really just made a decision to take control of my homeschool and to not worry about where he is as far as science and history and all of the other. I will tell you this: if you've stayed this long, you deserve to know. The next 3 weeks is what we have until Thanksgiving, y'all. I'm serious. Don't try to put so much on yourself, really. Pick 1 or 2 things to do with your kids and do those things, especially if they're little, because you're going to have time to make crafts later. What you're not going to have is that second Thanksgiving, or their first Thanksgiving, or their first Thanksgiving as a 5-year-old, their first Thanksgiving as a 7-year-old, their first Thanksgiving as a 10-year-old. You will never get these moments back. Okay? Keep hold of the reason that you are homeschooling. Everything else gets, taken off. If you're stressed, take something off. If you're still stressed, take something off. and you keep taking things off. And even if you have to go down to bare bones, just you're reading aloud, you're doing a couple of math worksheets, and they're writing out, they're tracing some ABCs. If that's all they're doing, then that's all they're doing. And then you can put things back and put things back until your comfort level, until you reach your comfort level. This has brought me to the feeling that I had when my children were in school. When my children were in school, my husband and I, we were always running. When my youngest started school, it felt like it just took off from there. And it was his third grade year, about 8 years old. His after school activities started blowing up. Why do public school children have after school activities if they get the socialization that they need during school? Yeah, right? I'm sitting here going, I don't know why people think that homeschool kids aren't getting out in the world, because this feels a lot like public school, except I'm the one doing the teaching. The field trips and the extracurricular that he's involved in. My kids did the same thing. Why? So that they could meet people, so that they could maybe make friends, and they were doing an activity after school that they enjoyed. However, the difference was they had to be up at 6:30, the next morning, and they had homework the night before, and I had to get ready for work. And it was crazy. I don't know how I did it. That's probably why I have such low energy now, because I was just running all the time. I work well in that busy environment. But then I kind of got, relaxed in the environment that we had made in our homeschool over the past few years. And so I'm trying to get acclimated. I'm trying to get acclimated back to the tossing things around, juggling this, juggling that. If you are feeling like you just didn't get enough done, believe me, if you got a few days done, if you got a workbook done, you're cool. You're not gonna feel like it. We never do. We always, as moms, as grandmas, as the role that we are to our child guardian, you never feel like you've done enough. Believe me, I have a 30-something-year-old child. But yeah, so as a parent, you always feel that you've never done enough. And then when they leave home, you're just a wreck, because you're like, okay, did I teach them to this? Did I teach them that? Did I teach them? You're never, ever, ever going to teach them everything. You're just not. As much as I want to teach Remy this and this and this and this, I'm not going to be able to do it unless we cut out some of the fun things. Well, if we cut out some of the fun things, then we're not having any fun. When 2020 came around and rolled over into 2021, we were homeschooling, everything was okay. But we also we were good, just kind of hanging out, doing our thing. Well, he's 5, 6 years old, 7 years old. Well, now he's 8. And we have a great relationship. And I don't know, if he were in public school, we probably would not be this close. We probably would be just kind of bashing heads, So if you feel like you have not accomplished enough or you haven't done enough, Give yourself some grace. I don't know where you live, but where I live, you know, it's only been the first, I don't know, 9 weeks of school. We haven't even closed our first semester yet. Our first semester doesn't close until Christmas break. So, you know, we still have a few weeks to go. And I will go into what we're doing for the holidays and all that good stuff in my next video. But I will tell you this before I let you go. Do not overcomplicate things for your holiday season. I know that you want to do this, that, and the other, and I'm talking to the new homeschoolers, and those of you who may need this advice. Try not to overcomplicate. I'm one of those ones that I tend to put more on myself than I can handle, because up here I can handle it, but here, right here, this metal that I have here, and metal I have here and everywhere, I can't, you know. I think I can. I think I can, but I can't. I've told y'all before, my body fights hard for me every single day. It fights hard for me. So I am going to take care of it and give it the rest that it needs. Being sick gives you, it does give you a new outlook on life. Being the age that I am now, also gives you a new look on life. But anyway, I don't know if any of this video made sense. I hope it did. I just wanted to kind of give you a rundown of where we are in October. I was able to do a few fun things with Remy in October, and I will go over that in our next video. And I'll go over what we have coming up in November so that you can take a look at the Thanksgiving unit that we have chosen this year. Thank you. Thank you so very much for joining me today. And I know I was all over the place, but y'all, my husband got bit by dogs. Anyway, thank you again for joining me. And until we meet again, be good to each other. Bye-bye.